Hey everybody, it's Scott, S3 Model Works. I'm back again. Not a brain fart, sorry, just a thought in between thoughts. Just going to do a short sprue review tonight. I'm having some difficulty getting started on my Gulf War build with the T-54, the Russian medium tank for MOM network, the group build for the Gulf War. So I'm going to warm up with this guy. It's Revell's A-10 Warthog, combat debut, 1991, venerable tank killer. So join me on my bench, and we'll have a go through of the sprues and a little closer look see. And I'll be back with you guys momentarily. I'm Scott, S3 Model Works. See you in a minute. Okay everybody, it's Scott, S3 Model Works. I'm back. So here's a look at the box art on this 1/48 scale level 4 Revell kit. The box says 2017, but I think a quick peek on the reveal, on my reveal on the inside, I think the plastic molding actually says 2003 in it. But just a little bit of horsepower information on it. 13-inch wings. 13-inch length, 14.6 wingspan, 165 parts, molded in gray. It's basically a close air support combat vehicle, and as you guys know, it has, you know, when you say the words tank killer, this aircraft is synonymous with tank killer. So it, if I'm not mistaken, it saw its original combat debut during 91, and 8100 sorties during Desert Storm, recently seen action in Afghanistan, and key battlefield component during Operation Iraqi Freedom. So let's have a peek at the inside. I'll be right back. Let me slip this stuff out of the box so you guys don't have to listen to bags crinkle. Be right back. Okay, so first things up first, let's have a look at the glass. I'm not going to pull it out of the bag, but I can tell you right now, just from looking through the bag, it's not bad. It's got good detail on it. Two-piece cockpit, front glass, rear glass options for opening both of them up. Nav lights, landing lights, things like that. They look clear, they look good, flash-free. So next are decals. The decals don't look too bad. There's a little bit of excess carrier film, especially on these tail markings here on any of the unit and insignia markings on there. It does have options for interior tub pieces, cockpit and control panels there. They look okay. We'll see how they go on. We will see how they go on. And just a real brief look through the instructions. They're very simple. Revell's typical parts call-outs and numberings. There's 4 sprues in the kit. As you can see, the instructions look very, very, very basic. So starting with the cockpit, fuselage, both engine nacelles, that twin boom mounted centrally on the empennage. Nice option here, speed brakes you can open up. I'm not sure if the flaps are configurable or not. I don't believe they are, as well as any of the stabilators, things like that, anything on that twin boom tail. You know, it's your average level 4 Revell kit. So getting everything together here, body and fuselage wise. Starting on the undercarriage, I'd actually had the thought about modeling this thing quite possibly in flight. So I'll be looking at a way to maybe tuck the gear up there and portray mine in flight, and I might even have the notion to expend most of the ordnance except maybe 1 or 2 on it, and maybe even give it some battle damage. So you never know what you're going to get on S3 Model Works. Scott might get creative, he might get boring. But one point that I am going to get creative on, I'm tired of doing gray and camouflage aircraft. So green camouflage. type stuff. So I wanted to do it's going to be a non-traditional. It may be, you know, the 30-year Gulf War anniversary, and that is the version that I'm building, but I'm going to probably do it in a more fulfilling scheme, some sort of desert scheme. It'll either be a solid desert tan color. I was looking online briefly earlier and saw some peanut colored schemes, some experimental schemes, and I think there's a 3 blend with like a red, brown, olive green over a yellow or a tannish base. So I'm not really narrating the instructions as I go through here. You guys have been here long enough, but you know, to know how these things pan out. So anyway, here's a call out for the armament, and as you can see, this thing has an immense amount of pylons on it. There's 4 under each wing, plus a centerline fuel tank, options for AGM-65 Mavericks, the ALQ-119 ECM jamming pod, the CBU-52 cluster bombs, napalm containers, very basic stencils on the aircraft, and then more stencils here. And then here's a typical, this would be like a Air National Guard camo scheme, and then this would be more typical in line with the dark gray over light gray standard U.S. Air Force scheme. So anyway, let's have a look at the sprues real quick. And I can tell you from looking at these earlier, they're not bad. They're in a dark gray plastic. Sorry, let me see if I can get the camera down a little bit more. I guess I can't. Bummer. We'll just have to live with it. So I'll bring you guys in a little bit, and hopefully you can see. There's not a tremendous amount of detail on the weapons themselves. Pilot figure over here. Landing struts. This is kind of why I had the thought of I might fold those up and make it in flight, because it looks like I have all the doors, all the different pieces. I'm sure I can get those to fit. And even though these would probably work, they're ugly, but little pilot figure over here, I might stick the pilot inside. So anyway, this is a lot of the these would be the, if I'm not mistaken, these are the nacelles for the landing gear as they would upright and fold forward, wheels forward, on this particular build. So there's sprue 1. It does have some external riveting on here. It's not a tremendous amount, but I think you'll see when we get to the fuselages, it looks to be in the right places. So as the smaller the parts get on here, like around some of these doors, there's some extra little flash pieces, but I think they'll clear up fine. I've already gotten mine to rebuild or scratch build the GAU-8 Avenger Gatling gun cannon, because basically it's molded into the front of the fuselage, and it just, I don't think it'll look right, so I'll probably take the time to get some sheet brass going. And it does look like there's some decent opportunity for possibly some scratch building on here. So here's the cockpit tub. Not bad. Not bad. Again, these are more weapons pylons, and it does have both external and internal rivets on here. These would be some of the Mavericks farther down here. And if I'm not mistaken, they even have the optic lenses for them. The dash looks okay as far as the instrument panel, back of the seat. So, you know, it's like, again, like I say, it's a typical Revell kit. There's probably some opportunities for some scratch building and some super detailing, which I like. And then the last 2 sprues are basically these guys, and I'll bring you guys in on this fuselage. Hopefully you can see some of this detail. It's not bad. It looks to be, I mean, it's panelized, and parts of it are recessed, parts of it are riveted, and there's both fine and large scale riveting on here. It doesn't look bad, and as you can see, the parts are relatively flash free. It might be absent of some of the detail on the wings as far as some of the smaller riveted panel surfaces, but it looks like all the access ports are there. It's got some nice gusset and rivet detail in along These, and let's see. Oh, there's a Revell copyright right there on that tailpiece. Holy shnikes. I think the inside of the fuselage said 2003 somewhere. This says 1986 China. So obviously not a new build. And I can't remember where I saw the 2003 piece. Some injector pin marks on some of the internal landing gear components and bays. That might actually be kind of complicated there. Those do not look like separate panels to me. It looks like one molded piece where they're only designed to be open. So I may have to, who knows? I might do it damaged in flight. I might do it damaged after a return from a sortie. I don't know. And then we'll have a look at the fourth piece. And you guys will see the bulk of this it's the other half of the fuselage. The external engine nacelles with all of their Zeus fasteners on there. There's a little bit of a bent wing piece right there. But for the most part, other than the crap that's around the bottom of the gates, the parts themselves actually look pretty good. There's some nice wheel detail on some of the braking mechanisms and hubs back here on both sides. There's even some imprints on the rubber from tire manufacturers and things like that. So it should be an interesting build. But I'm going to use this as a warm-up to my T-54. Our weather's turned cold again tonight. We got a little rain, and I'm just out here running the heater and having myself a little bit of my hot chocolate. So I'm going to go take a shower and warm up, I think, and then I'm going to come back and start this little guy and see if I can't get some of my mojo back. So anyway, it's been a pleasure. Talk to you guys soon. I'm Scott, S3 Model Works. Have a great night. See you soon. Keep an eye on the YouTube channel, and you never know. I might do a little bit of building sequence on it. So anyway, you guys take care. Again, good night.